back.
Yeah, but at least you've seen it up close.
Yeah.
You've got a point of reference.
Apparently glue is either really expensive or kind of an option with third-party toys.
Okay.
Like, you could pull the whole toy apart because they didn't use glue or screws.
Okay,
holes for screws?
So they gave you a very large and elaborate model kit.
Yeah. No, there were no holes for screws, but it looks like there should have been glue. Very large and elaborate
model kit.
This is an early sample, right?
No, that was...
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. Is this your first Zeta Toys thing?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, Zeta Toys is definitely Toy World, or whatever the story may go. I mean, I don't know. There's so many stories about the third-party companies. Zeta wasn't getting paid, so they split off from Toy World, and now they're doing their own thing, but they're re-releasing some of the designs that they did with Toy World because they own the designs or something.
It sounds like the Transformers podcast scene in 2008.
Like that RC that Toy World did, Zeta Toys, the bad one. Zeta Toys is releasing it again in like metallic colors or something under Zeta Toys.
So in the chat, Rodimus Supreme said that I should definitely be hosting RFC 666.
Okay.
I think we need to put that in the books.
We'll remember.
Sure. Actually, me and Matt should co-host, because that'd be thematically suitable since we declare that we are each other's evil twins.
You know, it's kind of interesting. I was listening. I just randomly happened to listen to part of the episode that Matt hosted.
When was that?
Yes, I think it was in the 400s, maybe the high 400s. Other than his internet, he did a good job.
I'm not surprised. I mean, at BotCon 2016, I think, I just handed him a camera and said, go take pictures. And he brought back really good pictures.
Yeah. He really...
Yeah, that was definitely 2016, because I took all the pictures in 2015.
Yeah, and I remember we were trying to get back to the hotel once everything had suddenly opened up, and...
Yeah.
Matt was the only one of us who could get in, so...
Yeah, so hurrying wasn't really going to help in that case.
No.
I mean, me and you hurrying wasn't really going to help because Matt still would have not been there.
Uh-huh. I remember having that conversation at the time.
No, but see, I remember it was 2016 for sure because at 2015 we were all able to get in on Friday, which we weren't able to in 2016. Matt was able to get in because he had a Primus package.
Yeah, also it had to be 2016 because I was actually there.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, no, I was trying to just establish for myself mostly that I didn't have him also do that in 2015.
Ah, gotcha.
2016 was literally the first time I threw a camera at him and said, go take pictures.
I'm having a hard time remembering BotCon 2017.
That's weird, isn't it?
I'm just scratching my head. It's just not coming to me.
Yeah. Was that the one that was in that backyard?
Providence, Rhode Island, I think.
Well, you mean the top floor of that was if that was their attempt to emulate BotCon, they actually nailed probably 1994 BotCon, 1995, something like that. Actually, no, Men in Black.
Don about that.
The Men in Black,
of which I saw Don sign on.
Good. The Men in Black BotCon, maybe.
That was the was that the room I walked in and got an autographed Subaru RC poster?
No. I'm thinking of the one that had Dunkin' Donuts in it.
Oh, that was a great room. I love that.
Oh, yeah, it had Dunkin' Donuts in it.
Yeah, the Dunkin' Donuts, the donuts, they had munchkins, and they had the energy drinks.
But
which the guy told us how to make.
I have never had to pay for that ever. Now, thanks to that.
I don't even know if they sell it in the Dunkin' Donuts.
My buddy, who was it actually? Shoot, now I can't even remember who it was. A friend of mine shared a picture of him drinking it recently.
Oh, okay. Who knows? That could have been a test for it, you know?
Could have been. Don?
I guess, how many years have you been going to Toy Fair for us?
Oh, God.
What was your first year?
Well, how many anniversaries have you missed?
or
I think he'll have an easier time remembering how many toy fairs he's been to.
It's got to be 4 or 5, right?
Well, that's what I was thinking too, but I can't remember which number that is between those.
So this is our 9th annual Toy Fair live stream.
Well, yeah, I mean, I know we've been doing the live streams longer than Diecast has been going, but
Been alive.
the intro copy I put in specifically references like how many years we've had Diecast actually going and reporting directly for us.
I would say 5.
That's what I figured too, as you can see in there.
When was Shardacon?
2013.
2013.
Because that's when I...
After,
Was
so 2014, 2015, 16, 17, 18. Yeah, 5.
5.
2013 was your first Toy Fair, Diecast?
It would have been 2014.
Yeah, 2014.
Okay.
He wasn't even on the show in 2013, right? Or were you?
No,
It might have been that
maybe
one.
the end.
I remember sitting down with Diecast and that McDonald's that we ate at last year, or whenever it was, and he was so starstruck by how awesome we were. No. Not really.
And I was so disappointed Don wasn't there.
Yeah. I was disappointed Don wasn't there.
Disappointed Don wasn't there.
Don could not get off from work no matter what he did, so...
And we were especially disappointed that JD didn't make it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially knowing what we know now.
Holy crap, yeah, because he died in February after that.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yep.
What did JD miss?
Shardacon. Yeah, I would love for TFCon to come back to Charlotte, but I don't think that's in the books. That's like, that hotel is like 25 minutes from my house.
Yeah.
That was
No
the
Jason
best
Warren.
with the free drinks.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Hey, Brian, we're not streaming yet, right?
We absolutely are.
Okay.
So save it for post-show.
Okay. Well, there's nothing major.
Or type it in the Skype chat, and some of us will probably not read it out.
Since it's not TF related, I'll show this off pre-show. Finally got one. Infinity. Wizard Infinity.
I have no idea what that is.
$30.
That's a Kamen Rider thing. Oh,
$30 from one of the guys on True KROs on Twitter. $30 shipped.
Is it a KO?
No, this is the real. There's not a lot of KO. I know he's trolling me. I don't give a damn.
No, I'm actually not.
There actually are a lot of bootleg figure arts, but they mostly focus on like Dragon Ball stuff.
Really?
Well, I know.
I would buy that.
I know there's the Sailor Moons were real big, but that's what I kept. That's what I kept seeing turn up was most of Sailor Moon stuff.
You can also get a knockoff of Figma One Punch Man pretty cheap if anybody would be interested in that.
Yeah, your brother was showing me those one time.
Yeah, it's a really solid knockoff. I've seen it myself. So
well, I do have a couple of.
Well, it's probably. Go ahead, Tom.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say the One Punch Man knockoff is probably the same theory we have about the third-party knockoffs. It is literally all the same toolings and factories and stuff. They're just doing them off the books.
Mm-hmm.
No, I've got several. All of my figure art zeros are KOs, but I wasn't paying $65 to $75 a piece for an 8-inch statuette. I mean, if they were $29 or $39, I would have got the official ones. I really would have. But I got my whole set for less than what 1.5 of these would have cost. I've got all 5 of the Inner Scouts.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean,
but the bootleg Dragon Ball Z figure arts market is probably the biggest one at this point.
Where would one go about buying these?
Probably eBay, but they're still expensive. They're just not as expensive as the legitimate ones.
Yeah.
Alternately, AliExpress.
Yeah,
where
there's also no guarantee. There's a lot less guarantee of the quality of knockoff figure arts.
Yeah,
like some can be indistinguishable, but I wouldn't bet on it.
Yeah, so if you look around on eBay for Dragon Ball Z like figure lots, you will see things that were obviously made from the figure arts designs, but they are just comically awful.
Yeah. Well, my friend Fred picked up Uranus and Neptune because they were web exclusives. and he got the KOs. Neptune broke coming out of the package. The elbow just sheared off coming out of the package.
Fun.
So I mean, and he just wanted to sit on the shelf and be on display. But no, the Infinity, I've been wanting Infinity for a long time, but because it's only one of two of the characters from Wizard that I wanted. I wanted Flame Style and I wanted Infinity because they were the best looking outfits. Because we were all really impressed with the way Wizard looked.
I think it's more the novelty than anything else. Wizard just looked very different.
Kind of like Go Busters. They looked very different for a Sentai team. But I wasn't paying it $70-$80 going retail for Wizard Infinity. So that was nice. And I picked up this one interests a lot of y'all, but I picked up a book. I had this book when I was younger. It's a World War II book, HMS Hood versus Bismarck, about the sinking of the Bismarck. I read mine so much I broke the spine and all the pages fell out. That's how many times I read this book, and every copy I saw online was like $25 because it's out of print. I got a copy for $6. So
Nice.
And I'm kind of like an amateur naval history buff. Nothing really major, but I love knowing on how this is like the epitome of luck, skill, and just downright WTF. Because the combination of factors that sank the Bismarck is something that will never happen again in warfare history. Plus, I got one on topic thing. But
the only Transformers related thing I got is Beast Machines, the complete series, which Diecast bought for me off of my wish list. Nice. I'm just gonna mention that now because it's not really worth bringing up during the show.
It's never worth bringing up.
I wanted you to wait till Diecast was here because I was going to remind him that Dawn's birthday is in June.
That'd be something to talk about when Dawn's not here.
That. Do not. We talked about Beast Machines last weekend on TFYLP.
It doesn't count for anything, Don. We weren't there.
I don't want to go through that again. It's bad enough I had a lot of fun on the episode despite it being Beast Machines, but I don't want to go through Beast Machines again.
Yeah, you had fun on that episode despite it being Beast Machines because we weren't there.
Yeah,
that's why it didn't count.
Well, because you being there and Beast Machines makes it terrible, terrible, terrible.
Yes.
Which was your point? Okay, I see that now. Never mind. I thought
it's only taken him 5 years to catch on.
Yeah.
Massey?
Hello, Massey.
Massey has a new collar.
Ow.
Oh, I'm glad I'm getting video. This is so creepy.
Oh, God. That's...
So glad I got that on video.
Ow.
Yeah.
I hope you brought Don up full screen when that was happening.
If we did a best night, and if we did a best of each year, that would totally have made it.
We could
really
do
ought
a
to go back.
Year.
You really ought to go back through the video footage and see what you can come up with for a best of.
We need to look on Amazon and see if we can find like a cautery device and put that on Don's Massey attack list.
Oh, we're getting a lot of skin right now. You okay, Don?
Not really, because his claws kind of dug into like multiple places.
He had a lot of them.
Not really. Find the power pack.
I was expecting him to at least, lay down for a minute or two, but
it's a cat. You can't expect it to do anything.
Yeah, but he usually doesn't dig in with all four paws.
That's only because usually he doesn't have the opportunity to get all four of them in at once.
Can't you just give that cat catnip? Because
it doesn't work.
No.
One of our viewers sent me some catnip, and he'll eat it. He'll root around with it, and then he's done. Doesn't make a difference. Doesn't hardly ever phase him. Just like I had a friend that drank a quart of Everclear and didn't even bother him because his metabolism was so high it didn't even phase him.
Or he was an alcoholic.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
No, we were 18 or not at the time. He wasn't an alcoholic.
Well, that's what made him an alcoholic.
Apparently.
That is just such a great way to phrase that, Don. That's magnificent.
No, I mean, he has the metabolism of like a hummingbird. I mean, he never has gained weight. He's the same. He's just about the same size he was in high school.
You'd have to basically have the metabolism of Superman to do that.
He just about does. I mean, he just.
Or the Flash. The Flash can't get drunk.
Yeah, I guess so.
We went out camping one night right before graduation, and I didn't drink any because I was a square and
no wine coolers.
That's the most I've ever drank was 2 wine coolers. But that and a couple years later we were at a nightclub, and I'm telling a story on myself.
I was there. It was an awesome.
No, different. This was before I even met you. No, we were at a nightclub, and I was a designated driver, and it was my birthday, so I'm just drinking Coke and grenadine.
Wait! You went to a club on your birthday, and you were the designated driver.
Well, I don't drink. I don't drink because I'm too scary sober.
That's not the point.
And I go to the bathroom, and I come back, and I don't find this out until years later. They put some Jose Cuervo in my Coke and grenadine. I don't remember the weekend. The entire weekend is gone. I remember going to bed Friday night, waking up Monday morning for work.
Are you sure you had both of your kidneys when you woke up on Monday?
I guess I do. I never, I never really checked.
I'm just thinking they probably put something more in your drink than Jose Cuervo.
Yeah.
So, the entire weekend is a complete wash.
Well, it would have been even if you remembered it, Don.
The last thing I remember is asking the guys if they wanted to play some Super Nintendo. That's the last thing I remember, and it's just a complete blank till I got it. I was working at Service Merchandise at the time, and I was off that weekend.
Okay, I've had already like 16 ounces of this hyper caffeinated coffee. I'm feeling pretty good right now. I think I'm getting a little jittery, actually.
Then maybe not drink anymore?
Until later. Dawn at a nightclub. Yes, it's happened. I witnessed it. It was glorious.
I was asleep.
Your friend is drunk.
No, literally, I was falling asleep in the nightclub because I was just so tired from the plane trip.
Are you talking about Dallas?
Yeah, that's the only nightclub I've been to with you.
Well, yeah, but we woke you up. Oh, we didn't.
Yeah, but y'all wouldn't let me sleep. If I could have got some sleep, I could have got through the rest of the night.
So I keep thinking that that Diecast was there, but that's because I'm copying and pasting him over Peter.
Yeah, Diecast went and did something with somebody else, and it was you, me, and.
Well, no, Diecast wasn't there. We didn't know Diecast.
No. Strictly speaking, Diecast did go do something with somebody else. He was doing something with somebody else in Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that was
that was probably the last Valentine's Day or something I got to spend with my wife.
Oh, you got another one. You got another one.
Well, see, after all these years of BotCons and everything, it all blends together. I can't even remember which toy was what show some years. It's just.
Well, I mean, all you really have to remember specifically is that 2009 was the one nobody cared about until the next one nobody cared about, and the one after that, and the one after that, the one after that.
Nobody cared about what?
BotCon 2009 set,
and then the one with cake, but
Wings
no
of Honor.
forks or
Wings of Honor. Well, now I will say the flak from that set was a really good use of that.
No, Don, we don't take any flack around here.
I've always liked the landmine mold, so I was okay with that one.
Oh, it's a good mold. It's just like I already own that actually in better colors.
A lot of people were saying that year, and I think it still comes up time to time, if they had used that for the Thunderclash instead of the Rodimus.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, with all the extra surface, you could have placed the tampos better to make it look a little more accurate.
I always wanted to see him use that mold for a Sentinel Prime. Just make it all orange, and it has the armor add-on with it already.
Okay, so you're saying you want them to use the Energon landmine mold in all orange?
Yes.
Okay, you realize Energon landmine came in all orange.
Yeah.
No, I did not realize that because I didn't collect that line.
That's the original colors of that toy, which is why I said I already own that in better colors.
Yeah.
I may need to go look that up. Yeah.
It's a great
now,
toy.
they could have used a Rodimus mold and called him one of the Turbo Masters. If they needed to to use that Rodimus mold for something. But well, like Lenny said, through so many years, he was so hamstringed about what they had planned versus what they wanted to do, and character names they couldn't use because they had stuff upcoming, but couldn't tell them they had stuff upcoming. So it was like, it just was not logistically friendly to them. But I mean, for all the false Wings of Honor set, I like what they were trying to do. It's just when you get sets like the G2 set and the Beast Wars set, in the terms of the hierarchy, it's just kind of not spectacular.
And you get the 2000 set and then release all the jets anyway?
Well, now again, see, I do have that set, but again, we've talked about this before. They had 3 molds with those jets left to do. How many retailers were going to buy more of that same mold?
Well, I know. I mean, all the retailers were done with classics anyway. There wasn't any more. There wasn't any more opportunity to try to do that at retail anyway. And the 2007 set had 3 years before it started being replaced. So I think that's fair ultimately. If I had been able to get the 2007 BotCon set, I would not have been bothered by the Generation Seekers happening subsequently, starting in 2010.
Yeah, me neither.
Well,
especially since the Dirge was just a straight up ramjet repaint.
Right, I would have rebought Dirge for sure because they actually got the wings right at that point. I might have rebought the other 2 also because I liked the retail Thundercracker colors better than what was in the box set.
I like the box set colors better. I actually bought that figure.
Okay.
But
I would have bought the box set Thrust figure because I like those wings better, but to this day, people still want way too much for that. Yeah. So, no.
Because I still keep my eyes out whenever I run across one, Matt. It's like, no, he's not going to pay 3 digits for that Thrust mold.
You're correct.
I still would like to have Bug Bite and actually Dreadwind.
Now, I'm surprised that Bug Bite hasn't gone down. I mean, have you checked it recently by chance?
No, but I haven't cared that much.
Oh, okay.
Like, there's a lot of things I would like to have, but I don't care enough to constantly be, watching for the deal to come up.
Yeah.
It's more of a, if this falls in my lap, that would be great.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, the Dreadwind was a good use of that mold. I like it better.
I like that Jetfire mold a lot anyway, so.
Yeah.
I kind of wish I hadn't, because I bought the Dark Jetfire version. I don't really know why I did, but the Dreadwing is a much prettier use of that mold.
Okay, 4 minutes.
Gives me an idea.
What's the idea, Don?
It's TFYLP related.
Oh, who cares? Hey, so So Don, I forgot, which microphone stand do you have?
I'm back to using the Samsung.
No, not microphone. The stand.
The floor stand that I have sitting on a box.
So it's standing on a box because it's not tall enough?
Right.
Because it doesn't extend?
It does extend, but not to the point where it reaches close enough for me to sound good. And if I raise it any higher, it's basically out of the shaft.
Don, what I think I'll do, if you don't mind, is get you like the boom arm that goes with it.
Well, I had a boom arm, but
not the same thing. It would connect to the stand.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, because I was going to say, because my desk has nowhere else to clip one except to what you didn't like before.
Yeah, no, it'll screw on to the stand where the microphone currently screws on. And then you can put it a little bit away from you, and actually the thing will be in your face where it needs to be. Hopefully by next week you'll have it.
Oh, okay. I mean, can I just pull this one? Do I need to pull this one even closer?
I'd like for it to be closer.
Because I mean, I'm already kind of eating as it is.
I don't see it.
You can't even see it.
Well, I'm trying to keep it out of. Well, see, my camera's up here, and the microphone's like basically right here is where the microphone is in comparison to my chin.
Don doesn't want it to block his beautiful face.
Okay.
Well,
that's understandable.
I mean, basically, Brian, you see my finger?
Yeah.
It's on the microphone.
Okay.
That's where it's at.
That's cool. Okay. So because it's completely out of view, I assume that it's like at your crotch.
No, it's.
And you have to Marilyn Manson.
There is nothing at my crotch.
Okay. Well, never mind.
You better be wearing pants, Don.
He's not JD.
You'll never know.
Yeah,
you get to go to the bathroom.
You stand up all the time, Don.
Yeah, you
I
stand
know.
up all the
Speaking
time.
of which, I need coffee before we start.
You better be wearing pants, Don.
God, that hurt.
For the good of all humanity.
Thing is, oh god. So the thing is, he's
his elbow. Okay, good.
he's using that microphone, but both microphones he has are Samson. So the one that's USB, the original one, is the one that. Wait. Oh, he broke the cable that I sent him, so he can't be using the. Well, shoot. Okay. I like the sound of the other one better, but it's fine. It's not a big deal.
Doesn't he just need a new cable for that one?
Yeah, but I'm getting tired of paying $10 a pop for that cable.
I don't care.
Steve, Don doesn't care.
Yeah.
Can't you just get like a gross of them for $5 on mono price or something?
I don't know.
I mean, it works for HDMI cables. Those things are
That's true.
super expensive otherwise.
I did buy some $5 mic stands that have a pop filter built into them to take with me to conventions because they weigh so much less than those ones that I normally carry with me. I'd like to be able to get all the podcast stuff into like a small little bag for the next thing. And with those, I think I can. So instead of having like the big freaking tool chest and stuff like that.
Yeah, Don brings
So
a
it doesn't
luggage
take up
cart
half
full
of
of
my
toys.
diecast room.
Don brings a luggage cart full of toys. You bring a luggage cart full of podcast gear.
Yeah. Now.
We should really give you more crap about that than we do.
He also brings the cheer wine, so I let it slide.
Yes.
That's why we don't give him so much crap about it.
Yes.
Next time, it'll all fit into a small duffel bag.
Well,
And-
that's more room for cheerwine.
This is true.
What the hell?
I don't
Oh,
know.
is that Megatron?
Yeah, it's that KO Megatron with the voice chip and yeah, with
That's
the
my
voice.
favorite.
But does it sound good from the gun? Yes, it does. All right.
Okay.
It's showtime.
Let's do it. Me starting recording. Hold on. Okay. Okay, where's the Skype recorder? There it is. Backup. Gonna need to record my backup.
I have also just started a new file. So, second backup.
Mm-hmm.
You can go out without audio.
It's a podcast that goes out on the internet. Chris said he played that for Hey Mickey, and Hey Mickey loved it.
Yeah, it went over very well.
If we ever do a Patreon, that has to be one of the.
Yeah. Okay.
How's the Perfect Strangers podcast coming along?
I would totally listen to that. Okay, let's 3, 2, 1. This is Radio Free Cybertron, episode 555, recorded on. Dang it, there's no 5 in the date. January 24th, 2018. I am Brian Kilby. With me this week, I am joined by a smiling, even though he was attacked by a cat earlier, Don Ferguson.
because it's finally episode 555. I've been standing by for this episode for quite a while.
And there's Chris, who is face palming. He's waving. Matt.
Hi.
Diecast.
Hello.
And Rob Clay.
Hi.
Oh, gentlemen. So we were talking pre-show about, and if you watch us live at tfradio.net/live every Wednesday, you get pre-show, and it's always great. It's usually great. 2/3 of the time, it's great.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes we do have legitimately great conversation in the pre-show. Other times, it's us just being like, "Huh." So knockoffs of that do exist.
Well, that's true. But we were talking about TFCon and Diecast. It's not, we don't have news for it or anything. We're just talking about it. TFCon USA again is going to be in Chicago this year. Diecast room is booked. There are rooms available. What is that? TFCon.com?
I think so.
I think
just search TFCon USA in Google and you'll find it.
I think it is tfcon.com because the original TFCon is tfcon.ca.
And
Yeah.
TFCon tweets on Twitter, I believe.
So October 26th through 28th in Chicago. I guess it's still the Regency O'Hare. No,
Yes.
The Crown Plaza Chicago O'Hare Hotel and Convention Conference Center.
It's the same hotel
Okay.
from the past couple of times.
Okay. I love that hotel. Just this year, I don't think I'm going to make the drive unless I decide last minute, like I normally do, to go. So we'll see.
But you're still thinking about JoeCon, right?
Yeah, I'm going to JoeCon.
Okay.
I'm virtually certain.
And of course, there will not be a supernatural convention this time, so that's kind of
There's not?
That we know
Can we
of.
guarantee that?
That was a lot of
I
fun.
can't imagine the same two cons being booked for the same two weekend
You
twice
never know.
in a short period of time.
Well, there's
Yeah,
always
I missed
hope.
the last TFCon that was in Chicago, and that still bugs me. So I definitely have to go to this one.
There've been so many cons as of the last couple of years that they all run together. Our buddy Alex messaged me on Facebook and said, "Hey Brian, there's a convention in somewhere in Tennessee that he wanted me to go to," and I'm like, "I love you, Alex, but I can't go to another convention. I really can't." Gosh, but I do want to go to JoeCon and Joanna. Man, that makes
Why would you want to go to JoeCon?
it's the last one, and I like G.I. Joe.
And we
Is
can
this
hang
the
out with
last
XP.
I didn't even know.
Yeah.
What do they do like at JoeCon? Like, hey, we have no new information on anything.
There's
no new product, no new movies.
There's a three-legged walker race that's a lot of fun, where you just hobble.
Oh, yeah, you have to really concentrate with that because if you land on the leg that's not there, you just like go toppling over.
Yeah.
See, the joke is
Brian,
that walkers have 4 legs normally, so a 3-legged walker race would actually be a handicap.
Yeah. And Brian, have they announced the exclusives for this JoeCon yet?
Yeah,
Curiosity?
I don't remember what they are. I'm
going to
not.
be the last Cobra Commander ever made figure.
It's possible.
That's what they should call it.
Possible. I actually, I'm probably not going to get the exclusive set because it's like $400 or so, and it's stuff that is usually more obscure than I even have any idea about.
They've already done a Tiger Force set, so
I
that's out
would
the window.
I would buy that. I mean, if they were doing that again, I would totally do it. But
I hope there's some kind of 1/6 scale exclusive. It just seems like there ought to be for the last
I
one.
think they do that every year, don't they?
I'm looking
Probably
at,
so.
Yeah, there is.
I'm looking.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the website right now. Let's see. It's a Slaughters Marauders versus Python Patrol.
Oh, well, that's not too obscure then.
Ooh, Python Patrol.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I
Interesting.
thought that was a
I'm
great way to, when we were talking about the possibility of G.I. Joe coming back, is coming back as 6-inch figures. I mean, I would totally be down for that.
Hey, you know how we might find out if G.I. Joe's coming back? Toy Fair is right around the corner. It's our 5th year in a row with Diecast there, with live coverage. Normally, before that, we would just have a live stream where we would report the news as it came in, but now we make the news as it comes in, thanks to Diecast and his amazing tweeting ability.
I always make
Didn't
news.
G.I. Joe try a 5 or 6 inch line and it failed miserably?
They
Sigma
did
6.
Sigma 6, which was a little bit bigger scale than that, but yeah.
Yeah. So there's been 12. There's been 3 3/4. Now it's 4 inches. Even if they make any, they're sort of
3 3/4 is the best. By the
Yeah,
way.
yeah. Well, 4 and 3 3 are basically the same thing. They sort of mix together. Actually, I just got a 12-inch Hall of Heroes or Hall of Fame Snake Eyes from like 1993. It's that ninja Snake Eyes with the red visor and
Orange visor.
orange red. I mean, I have it right here. It's pretty darn. It's somewhere in between.
I had the original toy. It was orange. So were his
I have
katanas.
like 3 of the original toy right now, like 8 feet from me.
Children, please.
Yes, but
Transformer show.
But that's
Not
pretty
right
good.
now. It's not.
Okay. But Toy Fair, join us on February 17th at tfradio.net/live. We'll have our basically all day coverage. As we put it last week, it's the frickin' Super Bowl of Transformers podcasts. It's pretty amazing. tfradio.net/live, and make sure you follow us on Twitter at tfradio because we'll be tweeting all the stuff. It's going to be pretty amazing. Did anybody get anything this week? I didn't, except for that Snake Eyes, which...
I did. I got one thing.
What'd you get? Am I going to hate you?
No. I kind of hate myself.
Oh, that's even better.
Masterpiece Cheetor.
Supreme
No.
Cheetor.
No.
Beast
I don't
of
hate
cheese like a
myself that
Cheetor?
much. No. Because it's a combiner torso, I bought Starscream. Voyager class Starscream.
Oh.
Thousand Primes.
You're going to hate
But
yourself.
it's a good torso.
Yeah, I just find it's weird that it's just a torso and it doesn't have any other modes. That's so weird.
But
That's
you know,
hilarious.
Did
now-
you get the updated one, or did you get the...
I have no idea.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. He doesn't care that much.
No.
you know,
I bought it because it's a combiner torso. That's it. That's the entire reason.
Well,
I was going to hold off on this and wait till the Takara one, but since the Takara one's just going to be like this, I figured, you know what? Why not?
Yeah.
well,
I
I'm
can think of
imagining-
reasons why not.
Yeah. Now I'm picturing him and Broadside in some kind of triple changer support group. Like, hi, my name is Broadside.
Hi,
other
Broadside.
My other modes suck. I am Starscream. My other modes suck too. I am Starscream. So that's just what I'm picturing in my head.
No,
now.
he doesn't have any other modes, Dawn. Get it right.
Oh,
He is just a combiner torso. That's it.
He's the saddest action master.
Yeah. I did get a new chair because I broke the arm on mine, and I ordered a bunch of new shelves that I have to go pick up at the post office. Other than that, yeah, I got nothing.
Oh.
So, about that broken arm, was that something that just happened from like regular wear and tear, or
Yeah,
did
it was
your
an
internet
old
go
chair.
at the wrong moment once upon a time, and you just kind of?
No, it's been on its way out for a good long while now. It was an old chair, and it was one of the pieces where it's a single arm piece that connects the base of the chair to the back of the chair, and just from leaning back on it for years.
But do you still have the Marvel blanket that you put on it? Oh, thank God.
so Matt, how many detox did you buy?
No detox. I did use the Amazon like Brian.
Oh, yeah,
and I
thank you.
Yeah, no problem. And I bought 9 new shelves to put up.
Wow.
Nice.
That's amazing.
They are combinable, so I can make about 6 shelves out
Oh,
of
Of
them.
course,
Think of
the shelves you buy are combiners.
Yes, they are. I've already got a couple.
Woodtron.
Yeah.
Woodtron. No, actually, he's reenacting the Battle Beast because in another room he's got like water fountains, and then he's got
Flamethrowers.
fire,
So
flamethrowers.
I'm going to take a sidestep again for just a second. In the chat, we're talking about how happy we are that the Red Trunks come back in Action Comics number 1000.
Yes,
I just want to chime in and say that
that is very correct of them.
made my week last week. Okay.
Yeah.
So Chris, did you get anything?
Nothing Transformers related.
Don?
Yes, I got one Transformers piece related. Finally got tired of waiting for one to turn up at retail, so now that I bought one off eBay, I'm sure it'll turn up at retail or Ross.
Cheetor?
Cogman?
No, I already had Cogman. Went ahead and got a Crosshairs. Because I really
saw Crosshairs at Toys R Us yesterday.
Yeah, I saw that. It's like, but I have still not seen one in person anywhere between here, my aunt's house, going up to Roanoke to visit my friend.
I haven't been looking.
I mean, probably could have got you one, but I'd have had to pay, money in exchange for a movie toy, and that's not going to happen.
Yeah. So basically, I got it for retail and shipping, and I just figured this. I kind of like what they were trying to do with the figure. It didn't work out that well on the Dark of the Moon version or the Age of Extinction, whichever the last version was.
He was in Age of Extinction. He wasn't in Dark of the Moon.
Yeah. So, I figured why not, because I really didn't want the Bumblebee, because I've got Masterpiece Bumblebee, so I really didn't need that Bumblebee. So, that's it. And unfortunately, all my other stuff is origin post, preparing shipment, so I'm still waiting for everything else.
Everything else. I have nothing on the way. I have some stuff in my pile of loot. But until that, dear God, the Grand Max, I don't think I have anything on the horizon.
I'm so glad I did not feel compelled to get Grand Max.
I am too.
I am so gonna have to find room for it.
Quick side tangent. Did y'all see the new Action Robo Cycle, the deluxe version?
So yeah, I've seen people like Walkie and Vangelis on Twitter share that, and I have no idea how they got it because it just went for pre-order, right, from Action Toys.
Yeah. It's $120 from what I've seen at I think BBTS.
It's 7 inches tall.
Yeah, I mean it looks great. It's just, I know I did this on a tweet. I've got Salmore, and I know it
looks better than Salmore.
It does, but I'm just saying, do I really need another big Psykill for $120?
Considering that I like Salmore, but Psykill actually looked that Machine Robo, Bike Robo actually looks like him.
It's Sun Surge versus Sunstreaker all over again. Do I want to pay the extra money to upgrade?
Yes,
well, I didn't.
Yes,
I didn't for Sunstreaker.
You should. Don't get me wrong. Salmore is nice, but Salmore is still not Psykill, and it's not like he's not even that close. That Action Toys toy looks phenomenal. So, yeah, I need that. God, I need that. I
decided Don needs it too because it's money that he has to spend, but not me.
Yeah. I need to take a week off of work just so I can figure out what I need to keep and what I need to get rid of. Because I don't have room for more stuff.
Well, here's the thing, though. I'm afraid they're going to go back and start doing DX versions of the, like the main characters. And I really don't want to double dip on some of these characters.
I can live without most of them.
You totally do, Don.
You're not helping.
I'm helping as much as I intend to.
Honestly, if I had a Psykill and a Leader 1 that was in the same scale, I would be fine.
Yeah,
Diecast is waiting patiently with his 15th Springer.
Well, it doesn't matter. Diecast can go and.
This is the good Springer, though. This is
Fans Toys. Huh? I take
Fans Toys.
That means it's got entirely too much diecast in it, and Brian hates it.
Yeah, it's too heavy.
It looks nice. It looks really nice.
Pretty.
That looks great.
He's number 1, and my friend stopped by. He picked up his. I did some Taobaoing for him, and he picked up his Megatron or KO Megatron, and he posed this for me as number 1. Number 1 Springer.
You have a local Transformers fan that buys stuff from you or with you. That's good.
This is the first time I ordered anything from Taobao for him. Just because he told me he was looking to buy something and he told me the prices, and I was like, no, don't do that.
Hey, you should quit your job and do a Taobao middleman service. I would send you business.
Yeah. But yeah, he is so nice. I didn't get a chance to actually transform him or review him yet. But I messed around with him in robot mode, and I like him. I like him a lot.
Actually, speaking of Taobao, we have a listener who's messaged us on Facebook, and I think he's actually messaging Diecast on Facebook, trying to learn how to access Taobao.
Google Chrome is the best way to start. Google Chrome and the stuff that you can't, that Google Chrome won't translate, hopefully you can copy and paste it into Google Translate.
So if I were you, dude, I would do a video and put it up on RFC Reviews, but you'll get 1 million hits.
Maybe.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, you should totally do that.
Yeah, and if necessary, you can also use Battlefish as a...
Hey, and actually, speaking of Facebook, for people who contact us through Facebook as a message, I am really bad about getting to that. So if I don't respond to you for weeks, don't fret. But somebody
also maybe try contacting us through a different method because Brian is terrible at this.
Yeah, contact at tfradio.net or go to tfradio.net and click on contact us.
Or do the voicemail lines and a text message 93199 GoBot.
Email is probably the best way if you actually want to get a response.
Yeah, but the text messages forward to the email, so that's like
this is true. This is true. But and I will say this: somebody sent us a message saying that they love the show and they wanted to shout out, and I completely lost the message. It just disappeared in Facebook. So, hey listener, you get a shout out. Glad you love the show. That's awesome.
I did get one other thing this week.
What'd you get?
I got the Zeta or Zeta Toys.
And you loved
I'm not sure
it.
if it goes by Zeta or Zeta Toys.
You love this thing. You said it was the best thing you ever owned.
Yeah. Mine had a lot of issues, and I really I don't want to go through all the issues because I put a review up of it. So if you're curious how bad it was, just go and watch my review on RC Reviews on YouTube.
Oh, what was it? What was it?
The Zeta Toys Fly Fire, which is their
Firefly, the reshelled
Firefly.
The Masterpiece level aerial bots.
Masterpiece aerial bot, yes.
Okay.
So being Masterpiece, it had to be very nice, right?
Well, I mean, it's Masterpiece sized, and I don't know.
It's the size of a Masterpiece toy. Let's move along.
Yeah.
I got one question for Diecast. You were showing in pre-show the Megatron you got. There are several KO Megatrons of the MP mold. Which one did you get?
I got the IT Infinite Transformation, I think it is.
Okay, because there's like 3 or 4 KOs of that Megatron, plus you got the Weijing Megatron coming out as well, so it's a little confusing out there if you're looking for the KO version.
The Weijing one's a little bit bigger.
Yeah, it's in scale with their MPP10s, which is that clear Optimus that I've shown off before.
I would rather have infinite diversity than infinite transformation.
Infinite diversity in infinite transformation.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Reboot Spock.
So, okay. Anything else I cast? That was it?
That was it.
Rob, did you get anything?
Nothing Transformers related.
Hey, Chris, you did get something. You got it.
Yeah, I talked about it in pre-show.
But you didn't talk about it on the show.
Yeah, because I decided to talk about it in pre-show instead.
He got the best thing ever.
He got the best thing ever.
He got Beast Machines on
it's
DVD.
It's no Perfect Strangers.
It's up there, though.
It's Transformers related, so.
It's a garbage fire, though.
And it's what Don's going to get for his birthday, too.
Yes.
No, it's not.
Diecast,
No.
remember, Don's birthday is in June.
No.
Put it on the Massey attack.
Doing it right now.
Yeah, so the funny thing is...
I am putting my foot down. Literally.
The funny thing is when I
And
opened
Massey
the
is fighting it,
envelope...
I'm sure.
When I opened the envelope and saw that it was Beast Machines, I was just like, okay, who got this for me? So I thought it was Diecast. It's like, damn, he didn't say it was from Don. That would have been the best joke. Just credit Don with giving me Beast Machines.
Guys, I'm serious. I do not. If anyone sends me a Beast Machines DVD set, I will run over it. I will burn it. I will give it to Massey. I will do something.
You can't burn it. You gave me a hard time for burning Kronos. You can't burn.
Because you burned a good toy. This is
series.
This is Beast Machines. It's not a good series.
And to go back on the figure I got, the combined mode of those Zeta Toys aerial bots is called Kronos. so in the review, I said third-party companies take note of this. Stop using this name. It's like calling the toy the Hindenburg.
So that's awesome.
It's not something you want to do.
So to the tfradio.net/Massey attack list, I put Transformers Beast Machines, the complete series. Quantity needed, 99.
No. Okay, everybody watching.
People, please don't waste your money on that. I mean, just
I'm being honest. Do not waste your money.
It would be.
Yes, as funny as it would be, there are people who could use that money. There are things Don could use more than that. It's a great joke, but at most, buy him one.
Hey, if you want to each, just buy me more copies of Tamers, and I'll give copies of Tamers out to everybody so they can have something good to watch.
What about the moon pies, Don?
Frontier.
Yeah, did you get any moon pies?
I'm type 2. I have enough trouble with it as it is.
Why is it on your list? You told me to add it.
No, I didn't. I just pointed it out. You added it yourself.
Okay, just
everything on that list. Since you're the one that created the list,
put the Cadbury eggs on Don's list.
No. There's plenty of cat food on it. We saw Massey Attack in pre-show again, tfradio.net/live. We are off the rails. Let's go ahead and jump to this week in history. The Beast Wars episode Dark Voyage premieres in the United States. Was this season 1? I don't even remember this episode.
Is this the one where they lose their eyesight?
Yeah.
Oh God, that episode. Season 1 is hard to watch.
Well, it was a different change of pace. It's just it's odd, but it's not unwatchable.
I love Beast Machines. I consider Beast Machines to be the high point of Transformers fiction, but not season 1.
Beast Machines?
Pardon, Beast Wars. Actually, Beast Machine season 2, I think is pretty darn good.
It's really good.
I think as far as Transformer series go, it's probably the third best. You have Beast Wars animated, then Beast Machine season 2. Yep, I'm sticking to it.
I thought Dark Voyage wasn't a bad episode.
I haven't watched it in years, but I just remember finding it boring.
Well, I remember finding you boring.
Well, there you go. In 2010, The Last Stand of the Wreckers #1 is released by IDW.
So would that be the first stand of The Last Stand?
I guess so.
I have yet to read that. I need to.
I still haven't read all of it.
It's good.
You would love it, Don. It's good. It's definitely not the high point of IDW stuff. It was just a revelation when it came out, but I think that
I think it is the high point.
You do?
Of IDW stuff. Yeah.
Really?
I don't think so anymore. It definitely was at the time.
Oh yes,
and it kind of represents the point at which IDW started to get really good.
Oh, absolutely.
At Transformers.
It was the gateway into what we consider modern IDW.
Yeah, it's really really good. If you haven't read it, you totally should.
But like the whole first year of Robots in Disguise is better than Last Stand of the Wreckers. Just for a start. So
interesting. So if you remember,
one,
yeah,
if you remember the trade that came out, the tformers.com quote from Ender, he described it as the Watchmen of the Transformers.
I guess that goes well with Combiner Wars being the Game of Thrones of Transformers.
Yeah.
Last Stand of the Records is not something I would compare to Watchmen. They're two completely different animals.
They are.
It kind of marks a point at which, writers in both genres, run the risk of starting taking things too seriously, I'd say, but...
Hey, maybe. But it's really good. And I can't believe it's been 8 years.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. Gosh. I guess when this came out...
Don, you've had plenty of opportunities to read Last Stand of the Records. I have a traveling copy that I bring with me to every convention.
I'd
like to go back and listen to hear what we said. Would have been Amy, because at that point I think Amy was the only one who was into the comics, because you guys didn't work for T-Formers yet and you weren't doing all the reviews. Mm-hmm. I can't remember what Amy thought. I know she had to love it, but I don't.
I remember her loving it, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So 2010, The Last Stand of the Records. Now the follow up to that. How did that rank?
Sins of the Wreckers.
I haven't read that
I'm
yet.
I'm trying a way to. Okay,
The art in that was very interesting.
yes, the art is spectacular. The story suffers from a major problem where basically it asks a very serious topical question and nobody nobody who believes in one specific side of that question in the entire book is arguing in good faith at any point in time, which is kind of a problem. I'm trying not to get into specifics here, and this is a no politics show, and I'm trying not to get into that. But my reviews of it are up on T-Formers, and I think I made the point there as well as I ever can. But yeah, good art, interesting character things going on. In terms of the real world point it was trying to make, not so good.
But the Dick Roach art with Josh Burcham coloring, fantastic.
Oh yeah.
So let's jump to the news, the big item this week. So we talked about extensively the bankruptcy filing that Toys R Us filed last year. And as a follow-up to that, Toys R Us is closing 180 of its stores domestically here in the U.S.
Now, what we need to point out here is that 180 stores that the company owns are being closed. They're not all Toys R Us locations. Many of them are also Babies R Us locations.
Or specifically Babies.
Yeah, no, I mean, but there's Babies R Us and I think some Kids R Us locations too. I think a few of those still existed on their own, but like that's part of what's like about half are Toys R Us.
Now, I mean, there are nerd reasons for caring, but that doesn't matter to me. It's the fact that they are divesting themselves of 20% of their retail locations. Mm-hmm. That is substantial. They're trying to work towards financial solvency, and
minus the $16 million in bonuses here and there.
So I'm in North Carolina. Only 3 of the stores are in North Carolina, and none of them are near me. 2 are in Durham, one's in Asheville. Do you guys have any? Are you losing your Toys R Us?
The only thing near me closing is the Babies R Us.
I never had a Toys R Us anywhere near me anyway.
Now, on the other hand, all the Toys R Us locations that I went to in the Chicago suburbs when I was young are closing.
Aww.
Every single one of them.
I'm losing one that's close to me. And the one that's close to me, I'm kind of surprised because it's the newest Toys R Us in the area. It's only about 4 or 5 years old, maybe, if I'm remembering correctly. And it's one of those gigantic ones with a Babies R Us attached to it. Like the whole store, there's no wall in between them. It's all opened. And it's a really, really nice Toys R Us. And they get a lot of stock.
If it's that big, it's probably a property rent issue.
So that's kind of what seems to be an issue here. Like they're prioritizing the locations that cost a lot in the lease costs.
Yep,
those are the first ones to be shut down.
Retailers always do that.
Most costs.
That's exactly what Kmart's been doing over the years. The only reason my local Kmart or my nearest Kmart is still open is because they own the lot that they're on.
Yeah.
That explains a lot because all my Kmarts have survived these purges. All my Toys R Us's are surviving these purges, and they are all stores that have been here forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like it makes sense why those Chicago suburbs locations I mentioned are going out too, because there is no cheap property up there. I mean, they've got to be paying a fortune in whatever rent they have to pay on those locations.
Potentially, even if they own the lot, there's opportunity to sell that, and it might be worth more to them to sell the property than it would be to get the income from that location. Potentially, not sure. Yeah. The store would have to be losing money for that to be the case, but especially in an area like that, I could totally see it.
And also, I'm pretty close to New Jersey, and New Jersey is losing a lot of stores.
California and Arizona are losing a lot of stores.
But if you think of the size of New Jersey compared to the amount of stores they're losing, it's pretty substantial.
Oh man, Mariasha in the chat works at one of these Toys R Us's.
Yeah, I saw that on Twitter today.
So sorry.
That sucks.
I hate to hear that.
No,
I hope you find something quick and something good.
And I hope they help you with job placement, severance package or something. I really hope that, I know the stores in Durham, Brian, and they were down where the mall used to be there on 15501. And I used to go there all the time when I was working in Durham before I moved up here to Virginia. And that Toys R Us was pretty interesting in the fact it was not arranged like any of the other ones I'd ever seen. But you could find, again, this may be a sign of why it's closing, but you could find some older stock there. I mean, they got in new stuff, but for some reason they also seem to maintain a lot of the older stuff too.
I don't remember. So I don't know Durham as well as I know Raleigh, and when I think of Raleigh, I just think of that KB that was in the mall.
That's the one I worked at.
I loved going there. I went there a couple times with M Cypher. Yeah, that one was awesome.
M Cypher lived about 6 miles from me.
Yeah,
and we would do toy crawls.
He's now in San Diego. Did you know that?
Yeah, I know. That's weird. He's not local anymore. Well, not local to me.
Well, it's weird too because he doesn't seem like a San Diego person.
He doesn't seem like a North Carolina person either.
Yeah. But he
doesn't. But he definitely doesn't seem like a San Diego person.
But the cool thing is that, the good thing is that I'm not losing my only Toys R Us here, my little Toys R Us, because I was worried because despite they do a lot of volume,
it's tiny.
Yeah, it's tiny, but also there's nothing for at least an hour and a half to either Greensboro or Lynchburg or Roanoke. There's nothing an hour and a half in any direction to get to the next Toys R Us.
What you're saying is it's all about you, Don.
Huh.
Pretty much. It takes me 2 hours in any direction to get to a Toys R Us, and I was amazed to see that none of those Toys R Us's appear to be on this list.
The one closest to me is the one that was nearby the TFCon Charlotte Hotel. That's about 25 minutes from my house, but I never go. to Toys R Us.
I think you're right. I think
good job, Brian.
The first thing they looked at is
where Brian Kilby goes, and then we're going to make sure not
property value and how much the land, or like how much the land is worth if they own it, or how much is the rent if they don't.
Yeah,
it's all about cost.
And I wasn't looking at it just from my standpoint, but the fact that how much stuff have I found for everybody at my little Toys R Us. Sound waves, Optimuses, and stuff. So that way, I can still keep trying to help out people out, find all these exclusives and stuff.
So they're working on liquidating the locations that are going to close down. But before you get excited about that, Will West kind of pointed out on Twitter earlier that there's not really probably going to be any worthwhile bargains to have, because a lot of their standard practice is they pick through the inventory, send all the good stuff to either other locations or back to the distributors, and then they mark up everything that's left.
No.
So it'll be just like going to a Toys R Us in a mall when they open up.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I wonder if that's something we'll see this year, because I didn't see it last year, but I also didn't do a lot of mall crawling during the holidays. So, but I hope that's something maybe that'll save them some money. And not the $16 billion bonuses either.
So the
no, they'll put the mall locations back in because they make money off of those. They're only there for like 2 months, and everybody's going to those malls for their holiday shopping. It's the best place for them to have those.
That's true.
Well, yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump to the next item. Takara Tomy, Power of the Primes, Waves 2 and 3 stock photos reveals disappointment.
Yep. Only disappointment.
Mm-hmm.
So, guess what? I guess our theory was correct.
Mm-hmm.
It matches the U.S. release, which is good for my pocketbook.
Yep.
Yeah, but I think we brought this up in passing before. Was characters like Darkwind and Dreadwing, and I'm using the old names, I know.
That's fine.
That
people know that.
Yeah, those characters were never released in Japan. As far as our versions were never really released over there, from what I understand. So this is good for those collectors to get those color schemes. But for those of us wanting Buster and Hydra from Master Force, I'm worried that if Takara winds up doing them, they're going to be more expensive than they would have been in the past as a general release. Because
it would probably be some kind of retailer exclusive or a Takara Tomy Mall release.
Exactly. So
I'm still holding out hope for a box set or two.
Yeah, but that's my big fears. I can understand why a lot of people are disappointed, like y'all were getting the Target Masters that you wanted to go with your Titans Return figures, which I completely get. The thing of it is, if there is a character that's like, because Buster and Hydra mean a lot more to the Japanese people than they would, except for U.S. collectors.
Yeah.
So when we finally do get them, how much more are they going to be above and beyond what we would have paid?
We probably won't.
Legend, even if we do get them, how much more are we going to pay?
I don't think we can draw conclusions one way or the, maybe I'm wrong, that we can draw conclusions one way or the other is to if Takara Tomy will have exclusive toys, exclusive decos. I mean, they have in the past.
Sure they will.
But they have in the past, but this is also the first time that I can remember where the releases there are just straight up the releases here.
No, the movie line.
Yeah. We've speculated before that Legends may end up continuing in some format as basically the, Generations equivalent of Movie the Best, that we may see improved versions of some of these toys in a Legends line or Legends-like line in the future. It's difficult to say right now. And also, I've said before, and I just want to reiterate that it is entirely possible with this particular design team at Hasbro, who spent the last year and a half recreating as much of the Headmasters in specific as they did, that we could still get Buster and Hydra as exclusives here.
So I possibly. The thing is, I discount the movie stuff so much because at this point in 2018, it seems like it's just an obligation that they do, and they're just trying to get through the movie stuff. Where before they experimented, they did cool things, they released lots of toys. Now it just seems like, there's a movie coming out, I guess we have to make toys. So, which I mean, it's how it feels. But yeah, I mean, I get your point. I mean, for God's sakes, we got Lio Kaiser here. So
Overlord,
and yeah, Overlord. Overlord came out here and in Japan, so there's hope.
I just want to say this. This kind of frees up some of my money for third party.
We got the limited edition Takara Tomy Headmasters, a couple of those in the Titan Master.
Yeah,
we got Leone and Shuffler.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, there is still
we got a Battle Beast.
Yeah, we got a Battle Beast. There is still a very distinct non-zero chance we're going to see Buster and Hydra by Hasbro.
Yeah.
But either way, I think Takara Tomy Ball exclusives are still going to be the way for Takara to do the stuff they're interested in doing for their own market.
Oh, yeah.
Even though at the general retail level, it's a copy and paste job. I don't think we're not going to see some of this stuff just because of this new mainline direction.
Yeah.
And the Last Night toy line and movie The Best being its own thing besides that, which has that Takara touch, is really the best evidence or at least precedent for something like that happening.
Hey, so for the next item, Diecast, you want to tell us about it?
Yeah, I second that.
So the next item is Masterpiece MP34S Shadow Panther high-res images, Mutant Head Communicator, and more. On our internal mailing list, Diecast has been asking repeatedly what this is, and everyone refuses to answer him.
Oh no, I was answering him. It wasn't the answers he wanted, but I was answering him.
Yeah, I answered as honestly I could. A waste of a Masterpiece release.
I didn't say you were wrong either.
Yeah, let's be fair. I'm the one who told him who Shadow Panther was.
Yeah, Don, you ruined everything.
You ruined the
exactly.
fun.
Yeah, but I forgot as soon as I read it. I was like,
that sounds about right. Yeah,
yeah.
That would be great too if Diecast just didn't read Don's reply because it was Don.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Yeah, he's been waiting for someone to explain Shadow Panther to him, but Don did it, so he wasn't listening. That's just perfect.
So,
Don, I appreciate it. I was actually surprised that you went out of your way to...
See,
that's true. He was mentioning that before the show.
Yeah, I just figured if you knew who it was, you might want to look him up on the wiki or something to know whether maybe the character interested. Well,
Character. Shadow Panther, for those who don't know, was a repaint of Cheetor in Japan. I guess part of Beast Wars Second.
No, it was part of the Beast Wars line. It was Japan's first originally added character when they started importing Beast Wars.
Character.
Yeah.
So.
I mean,
well, okay. I mean, you have to keep in mind the context. You have to keep in mind the context of the time we're talking about here, where even on our side of the ocean, we had a lot of characters that had no media support, just the tech spec on the back of the box.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's exactly equivalent to that.
Yeah, that's true. Like Grimlock.
Yeah. And really, what are you going without changing the basic skeleton into Tigatron? Who else are you going to repaint Cheetor into?
And you can't just make that into Tigatron. Tigatron is taller than Optimus Primal.
Right.
I mean, it would have to be a completely new toy. So I mean, they had to do something like that.
But
or the Fox Kids colors.
Yeah. Well, that would have been interesting. No, but I mean, as far as Tigatron will probably have the same basic transformation skeleton, just in a new body.
Yeah, I'm sure it would have the same engineering.
Yeah, but it's just you can't. But I mean, there's not. I mean, but I'll be honest. If they did a Fox Kids color of this, I would probably get that just for the sheer. Now here's hoping we get Tarantulas, and we get the Tarantulas in the Fox Kids colors.
Well, that would have to be Transmetal, though.
Wasn't there an unproduced Halloween Horror Con from the Cheetor mold too?
Quite possibly, yes.
You know, they could do well. Cat Scan would be the wrong mold for that, though, because that was the night slash Cheetor.
Yeah, no. See, that's the whole problem we're coming back to here, where you kind of have to use Cheetor for Shadow Panther because there's not anything else, especially something that would resonate with the Japanese market. And it's technically accurate to the original execution of this because that was a Cheetor recolor, not a Tigatron recolor.
Right.
Even though
I
Tigatron
just
would
wish
make
it
more
had
sense.
a panther-like head instead of a cheetah head.
But that wouldn't be accurate. Yeah. Well, they could have tooled up a new head that looked like the original toy's head, which also didn't look like a cheetah or a panther. You know.
But if they were going to do that, they would have done that on the toy-style Cheetor color variant they did. Didn't they do the one?
Yeah.
No, they've only done Toy Colors Optimus Primal because Toy Colors Optimus Primal is what was in the Beast Wars second movie.
Ah, right.
But basically, the first Shadow Panther, the face, if anyone has seen Zootopia, the face is basically Clawhauser from Zootopia. That's the big kind of chubby face they just sort of stuck on the front of that Cheetor head.
Damn, I don't have Shadow Panther up here anymore.
I'm just glad they didn't make this its own number because then I would have to buy it. Now I can skip it.
Shadow Panther includes the toy accurate mutant head and also the communicator accessory, which was something Cheetor had in the show for one episode. But we saw that months ago with a test shot as an unused piece. So this is where that's ending up. So if you want a completely show complete Cheetor, you have to buy Shadow Panther.
Now, one question. When it says the coat is in a Tampo print, is that same water-based thing they use for Optimus?
It probably will be.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because, Cheetor's spots were painted on or printed on. However, they ended up doing that. So the fur texture for Shadow Panther will probably be the same thing.
I didn't get the anime Optimus Primal.
And I had the mutant head.
Yeah, and I don't know. I'm more tempted by this just by how bad it is.
I mean, I'll be honest. I mean, I think it looks good. It's just for the money that we're spending on masterpieces now. I just don't put that money into that when I would much rather have the Tigatron.
I'm fighting myself not to make a Ravage 3 Bodies Evolution joke, and I'm not going to. Shout out
how
to
much is this
three
again?
people who know what
I
I'm
forget
talking
how
about.
much
Presumably the same price as Cheetor.
I forget how much he was, to be honest.
Me too.
Yeah,
I was trying to avoid the issue.
About $79 was the going price.
Was it? Ah, man.
That's I got mine for $79 with free shipping. So yeah.
I'm just mad this is taking up factory time and all that other stuff.
They got to recoup their money.
That could have been put towards another masterpiece.
Well, no, Doc has. This is what I've been saying for so many years. This is a prime example of them using a fill-in mold to have time.
Example, Don.
Yeah, I was. Thank you.
Oh, see, I was about to go with. Well, since it's Beast Wars, wouldn't it be a primal example?
Yes.
But anyway, jokes in the peanut gallery aside, I just. I just think that this is an example of they're doing this to recoup the money and to make money towards the next new mold.
Yeah,
that'll have which will hopefully be Tigertron. But
what if we don't buy this? Then they're not making money.
Here's the thing you really have to be afraid of. What are they going to do with Dinobot?
Yeah,
Grimlock.
Now that would be a repaint. If I'm going to drop that kind of money, a Grimlock might be kind of a cool way to get that mold.
And for those who don't know, the Dinobot toy in Beast Wars was repainted in the U.S. in gray and called Grimlock.
It's never white.
Actually.
No, it was Dalmatian colored.
Yeah, white with black spots, and of course gold, which is the main problem.
I've never owned it. I've only seen photos. I've never actually seen it in person. Yeah. So it was repainted in the U.S. as Grimlock. So they're not doing G1 Grimlock. Hopefully not.
I mean, the thing is too, like, if we're talking about Japan relevant stuff, like all of Japan's reuses of that mold were retools based on appearances in like Beast Wars 2nd, Beast Wars Neo, where the robot design model was completely different, so they couldn't just like do a minor retool of Dinobot to be one of those characters instead, because it'd be completely inaccurate then.
So while I'm thinking of it, I just did a quick search on eBay to see how much Metals Ravage is going for. Oh God, I hate myself for selling that.
It's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's still more than it's worth.
Yeah. Okay.
I just want to start a rumor that this took up the production time for Masterpiece Jazz or something like that, and get people really angry.
Well, Brian, it could be. You could always probably get Tigertron cheaper than the X9.
I've got
Ravage.
I've got it.
Botcon Tigertron.
Yeah.
I don't want that. I don't want. Do I have that? That was the BotCon I went to. That was BotCon 02. 01.
In Durham with RC. I'm saying if you want that mold, the BotCon may be a little bit cheaper than the X9 Ravage.
And that Tigertron's prettier than Ravage.
You think so? I don't think it is. I don't think it is. So we have photos of Rodimus Unicronus in hand. Where was this picked up?
So the interesting thing about this is that this was purchased in Kansas.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's odd. That's an odd place for it to show up.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to say that I've heard since that the person posting it is in Kansas, but I'm not sure that they've ever shown a receipt or anything like that showing it was purchased there.
Stuff has been found in the Midwest and on the East Coast first before. Yeah, it's not unheard of.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, okay, so calling back to Beast Machines again, I think final deluxe wave of Beast Machines showed up at my local Walmart before it showed up anywhere else in the country. I was the first person in the online fandom to have those toys.
Triplet found Beast Machine Snarl 6 months. 6 months. 6 months before anybody else reported finding it. Yes. Before it was released. I don't know how it happened.
This stuff happens sometimes where it just shows up in a really weird place.
He was also the first person, again, to actually see footage of Beast Machines in the fandom, which I'll point out again. I think I might have been second, because I think he called me when it was on. It's like, move your satellite dish to this satellite and turn it to this channel. We had satellite dishes that turned. It was crazy. It was crazy back then. So
what is a C-band?
It was a C-band. Yeah. I miss C-band satellites. That was the bomb.
I did too, because it was part of this whole weird '90s internet culture.
Exactly. Yes, it was. So Kansas, interesting.
Mm-hmm. And also, as a couple of people noted, and XP wrote an article about, this no longer has a Shattered Glass Autobot symbol on it. It has a Decepticon symbol.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
The stock photos had the purple Autobot symbol on the chest.
It does. Wow, interesting.
But from the new pictures of the packaging we have, the packaging shows the Decepticon symbol on the chest. So there's no telling when that change was actually put into practice. It may well just be that the initial stock photos were completely an error that it had that Autobot symbol there.
So is that a tampo or a sticker?
We think it's a tampo.
It's a tampo on Rodimus?
When they were talking, yeah, it's a tampo on Rodimus. When they were talking about this at HasCon, I think, I know somebody reported they said they were trying their best to keep that as a tampograph on the toy instead of making it a sticker.
Yeah, I believe they said the chest was a tampo.
Interesting. Okay, cool. So we have photos of MP-M6 movie masterpiece Ironhide. Photos of the packaging, anyway.
The packaging, yeah.
Hey, that sure is a masterpiece Ironhide.
I guess that means he's close, since we're already getting packaging for it.
I think again, this is like printer proof, so it's not literally a photo of completed packaging. It's just the layout files.
Yeah, I mean it's clearly not a photo. It's it's too high res and pretty. So
it's too square.
It's too square.
It's too square.
Too square.
If you've ever tried to take a photo of a square object, you will find very quickly that you cannot take a photo of a square object because the lens distortion will always have it either bowed out a little bit or pinned in a little bit. Doesn't matter how good of a lens
let me take a photo of it. We have to do an experiment.
Oh, nice. So this is coming out. I have yet to buy any of the MPM toys, the movie masterpiece stuff. I
might buy a movie masterpiece Cogman if they ever get around to that. If it's still a headmaster, though. If it's not a headmaster,
I've always liked the truck mode for Ironhide, and his robot mode is one of the lesser hideous ones. But I'm just not feeling it. Not feeling it.
So Eric says Ironhide is for July.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
It's like how Virginia is for lovers.
I mean, I like it because it has the guns, but my leader, Ironhide, there was an upgrade kit. I think Dr. Wu did it, or someone did it, and they added on those movie-accurate guns and stuff, so mine's pretty close to being awesome already.
Yeah, I mean, if that's the toy you're happy with, stick with it,
Yeah.
So, I only saw this recently, so I don't know if we missed this before. New Rescue Bots toys leaked, including a Rescue Dinobot, Optimus Primal, and Dinobot Minicons.
There's been an Optimus Dinobot before, I'm pretty sure. This looks like it's supposed to be the same thing as that big Bumblebee toy that came out in the last few months that had the two Minicons that were its weapons. This is like another entry at that price point, so I think this is a new product.
I love this. I genuinely love this.
I understand it is a new mold compared to previous Dinobot Optimus, or that's what I've been told anyway. So,
unfortunately, we're not ourselves conversant enough with these toys to necessarily know that difference.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing it on the shelf. Of course, I don't normally go to that aisle.
Well, it's like Rescue Bot stuff is like the least promoted official product. So a lot of stuff we only find out about because someone has found it on a shelf for the first time.
Blind bag stuff is more promoted.
Yeah.
It's sad. Okay. But it is what it is. So that's neat looking. If I see that, if I happen to go on like the Play School aisle, I'll get that.
I don't know how it is where you are, but the way Walmart is laid out here, the Rescue Bot stuff is on the opposite side of the action figure aisle, so you may not even have to go to a separate aisle to look for that.
Not here.
Okay.
Well, when you say opposite side, you mean if you're standing in the aisle, you look right, it's one side, you look left, it's the other. Oh, so it's actually at my Walmart, or at least the old Walmart. It's you look right, you see Transformers, and then it would be on the other aisle that's adjacent to it.
On the other side of the wall.
On the other side of the wall, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's how mine is set up too, I think.
So Mech Planet Hot Soldiers prototype photos of Hearts of Steel Bumblebee. So Don, this is for you.
Yeah, it is, because I was hoping somebody would go back to the Hearts of Steel line, because
it's the cutest train ever.
Well, it's just the fact that there's so many interesting what they did to put them in a steam-powered society and still be, the same looking, the same base characters, and just in these steam-powered bodies. It just, I really want to see more Hearts of Steel stuff, and because they were doing the Insecticon train was planned at one point, as well as I think they were going to be doing a Ravage. I can't remember what Ravage was. I think Ravage was a minecart. I'm one of those. I'm not sure. I can't remember. I may be way off the base there, but yeah, I will be getting this one because I would need more Hearts of Steel.
It's a Dorbs.
I don't remember Hearts of Steel at all. Was Hearts of Steel like a Dreamwave comic or something? How long did it go for?
Devil's Due?
It was a very early IDW comic.
It was a 4-issue. It was a 4-issue miniseries in which they basically woke up. They were on Earth in the age of dinosaurs, and they had dinosaur alt modes. And then they went into hibernation in sleep mode to conserve energy. And then they were awoken in the Civil War era. Either before or after, I can't remember which. Yeah, and then
that's how Barbara made the connection. Okay.
So what was it from the G.I. Joe versus Transformers stuff that we got from Devil's Due? What was
Rolling Thunder Optimus? Maybe.
Yes. Okay, that makes okay.
That nobody wanted because they were forced to be sold as a 2-pack in Optimus and G.I. Joe colors.
Yeah, and they were
for entirely too much money, and yes, they were garbage.
Yeah. But we are getting them done again by another company in both colors, but they are being sold separately.
That's good.
Yeah. So yeah. I mean, it looks interesting.
More. I believe Bumblebee. The reason he has a hammer is I believe he actually met John Henry Irons. No, he actually
awesome.
met John Henry Irons in the comic for some reason.
Oh, you mean John Henry? Because John Henry Irons is Steel in DC.
Steel.
Yeah, Steel. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, John Henry.
I mean, that would also be a reason for this Bumblebee to have a hammer.
Yes.
But yeah, I will be getting this.
So, Perfect Effect PC-23 kit for Dinosaurs upgrade Grimlock Volcanicus. Gives Dinobots more weapons, and Dinobots need more weapons. Not really.
I hate this so much.
It makes Grimlock look better, though.
I think that's why he hates it.
It's not that. It does make Grimlock look better in his Volcanicus torso mode. And look at what it does to Grimlock and Slug to give them all this crap to carry around in Dino mode.
Oh dear God!
With Slug, that's optional. It's just you can give him a Zoid's backpack.
Yeah,
it is a Zoid's backpack.
If you think of it as a Zoid's backpack, it's a little bit better. But just
I mean, the only permanent modification, and I use that term loosely, you replace Grimlock's forearms and thighs with new pieces, so it gets a little bit taller and bulkier. But it's not like a huge impact on the alt mode.
I'd like to see it not. Is there photos of it not in pink?
No.
Okay, because right now this photo, I get an idea of the shape of it. But like how it will complement the existing toy, it doesn't convey it to me.
Yeah, you can kind of make them out on the dino feet on the laden down with crap photo, but it's not very big. So
it's the only thing is though I've heard a lot of people talking how they're not even planning on doing Volcanicus. They're going to leave the Dinobots in just their individual modes. So.
Yeah, so I actually had the opportunity to handle Grimlock over the weekend, and I have no interest in buying that toy now at all. Does absolutely nothing for me.
I kind of want it, but I don't want all this stuff to go with it. It'll have to live or die by whatever it actually is.
Go ahead.
It doesn't matter.
Okay. So the Hasbro Cinematic Universe looks like it will be scaling back somewhat. So basically, ROM and Mask are very likely not to happen. So
we lost ROM and Mask.
Couldn't they just consolidate them down into one movie, ROM versus Mask, or Mask versus ROM?
It'd be like Freddy versus Jason.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it happens.
I
Nobody
wanted
would watch it.
Mask so bad, and I was
did
hoping
too.
they were going
I
to
did
roll it
too.
in with G.I. Joe, is what I was hoping.
That would have been a smart way to go, especially since IDW basically has done that in the comics.
Yeah, it's just, the Mask one seems like they could pull that off a bit easier as far as not having to create a lot of backstory. You just basically say you have these two groups, they're fighting. Because Rom's backstory is all Marvel based. All that stuff from him it was all based on Marvel, and of course IDW has the rights as well. It's just, I think you've got a lot more backstory I think you'd have to create for Rom for the average person going into it than you would Mask. But that's the way that I'm seeing it. But we're not getting either one of them, so that's kind of depressing.
I would see Rom being done kind of like they do the Transformers movies, where Rom is less of a character and more of just like a story item, a set piece.
Bag of hangers.
A medium through which explosions may be shown.
Yes, that.
Awesome. So actually, speaking of, The Last Night received multiple nominations for the Razzies. If you're not familiar, the Razzies, it's basically the bad equivalent of the Oscars. They basically celebrate terrible movies.
So apparently, Transformers: The Last Night actually received the most Razzies nominations this year of any single movie.
Yes,
Wow.
and it's also tied with Age of Extinction for the most Razzies nominations that a Transformers movie has gotten.
So the nominations: Mark Wahlberg for Worst Actor, Josh Duhamel for Worst Supporting Actor, Anthony Hopkins for Worst Supporting Actor, Laura Haddock for Supporting Actress, and
Oh, that's not nice. She was hot.
Any combination of two humans, two robots, or two explosions for worst screen combo.
yeah, and
Michael Bay for worst director, worst screenplay, worst remake, ripoff, or sequel, and worst picture.
I love some of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the sad part of it is it was still, for a Michael Bay Transformers movie, asterisk, one of the best ones of the bunch.
Yeah.
And it still gets all this.
Stop trying to give the movie any
Well, it's
credit,
not
Don.
the worst
Stop trying
diary
to give
I've
it
ever
any
had.
credit at all.
Interestingly enough, as a corollary, Shape of Water got the most nominations for the Academy Awards, which means I really do need to go see it. So, yeah, man, I think it's a favorite for Worst Picture. I don't know what else was nominated, so I can't see anything beating it. Maybe I'm wrong.
Oh, I'm sure somebody nominated Justice League.
Justice League was not as bad as
What?
It was not as bad as that.
I didn't see Justice League, but I heard not great things about
It's
it.
not good. I mean,
No, it's not good, but it's not a dumpster fire like everybody says.
yeah. Okay, so hey, guess what?
Smoldering dumpster, maybe, but not completely on fire.
At tfradio.net/Titan Eater, you can pick up Generations Titan's Return, Titan Class Trypticon right now, as of recording, for $99.99 with free Prime shipping. That's a great deal. tfradio.net/Titan Eater. And of course, you can get anything else to your heart's content at tfradio.net/Amazon. It helps us pay for the show, and it's the only way that we monetize, and it's the only way that we actually pay for the show.
But Brian does not recommend the caffeinated toothpaste.
No, there is another way we pay for the show. It's just with Brian's wallet.
It's just with
so.
my wallet.
Okay, Diecast is not wrong, and I fully support that method of financing.
The thing is, I totally love doing the show, and as a hobby, and it is a hobby. This is not anybody's.
It's a very expensive
It's
hobby.
I'm paying
own-
anybody's bills.
Yes,
It
we
is-
are decidedly non-profit podcasting
It is a
organization.
very expensive hobby. Like, not even joking. tfradio.net/Amazon, we would really appreciate it, because hundreds of dollars a month. tfradio.net/Amazon. Thank
Your
you.
purchase could help save Brian Kilby's marriage.
Yes, it really could. tfradio.net/Amazon, save my marriage. Rob, what's on T-Formers this week?
Not too much. Figure King scans, which show pretty much everything we've talked about so far this week. The Power of the Primes toys that are most decidedly Hasbro Power of the Primes toys. More of Shadow Panther, and it looks like a year later, it looks like Takara is going to be releasing the Transformers The Last Night Armor Up Turbo Changers in Japan, if I'm looking at that properly. We've got IDW's comic solicitations for April, and there's some really, really nice cover art in there. And also, we got from Lost Light number 13, which is out today, Alex Milne's redesign for Red Alert. I believe he also posted a redesign for Cerebros to Twitter. So, but yeah, Lost Light 13 is out today, and as I've mentioned before, we have discontinued reviewing that because neither of us are really satisfied with it. But that's us. So if you want the book, it's out there. Go get it.
Cool. Awesomeness.
It has interiors by Alex Milne this month too. If that tips the balance for you.
Yes, it does.
Don, what's on the network this week?
What's on the network this week? Superhero Time presents that one episode of Perfect Strangers. No, I'm kidding.
I should have expected that, though.
So make sure, if you don't follow Chris RTXV on Twitter, he has been all about the Perfect Strangers on Hulu this week.
It's a good show.
Yeah, it's because Hey Mickey has Hulu, and we watched a lot of Perfect Strangers because, as it turns out, it is every bit as good as you remember it being from childhood.
Oh, wow.
I love that show.
It holds up. It really, really does.
And the only thing that I hold against it is Family Matters.
Yeah, but I mean, except for like a season and a half, there's no like correlation with Family Matters.
Yeah.
But for real this time, what's on the network this week? RPG Lessons Learned, episode 38, the Metasode. Where RPG Lessons Learned is going in the future. Dusty, Brian, and Mike discuss where they're going to take the show in the future. It's our first ever Metasode.
Yes, I should keep in mind how Don's going to read it when I post it to the website.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was always doing that with the Superhero Time summaries.
Yeah, I need to start thinking that. Go ahead, Don.
I was kind of treating that too like the show notes, where it's just like, what can I get Don to read this week?
Get the Skinny, episode 63, winter workouts and caffeinated toothpaste. John and Brian discuss working out in the winter, grocery shopping, President Trump's weight, and caffeinated toothpaste.
So that President Trump's weight was big news last week, and it's completely fallen off now. So, Diecast, you had some stuff.
Weight certainly hasn't.
You had some reviews up this week, didn't you?
Yeah, I've been trying to be busy. I got an update video for the Power Baser, which shows off a new transformation for it because it's different than what the instructions say and what some of the photos show, which is surprising because the transformation that I found actually looks like it's meant to do that, because there is a notch and a tab the way I transform it now, and it actually makes it look a little bit fuller in the Power Master Optimus Prime mode. So definitely go check that out. It's not a long video at all because it's just an update video. I also reviewed the Playmates Voltron, the most awesome Voltron ever, because it actually has sound effects that I love, and it looks great. I'm really happy happy about it for the price. And if you're looking at that sold Shigoken one, that thing's going for like $600 now on the aftermarket.
Really?
So yeah, that thing is crazy right now, prices wise. And then I also reviewed the Zeta Toys Flyfire, which has a lot of issues that I recommend you checking out if you're thinking about jumping on any of these Zeta toys, because I think it's going to be a problem throughout based on factory. A lot of people have told me they've had problems with that figure, like factory problems that should never happen, like it's missing wings or it's missing the air vents, or the problems that I had that I want to keep a surprise unless you watch the video. So that there's a general amount of bad QC issues going around with or bad packaging issues, just missing parts. That is definitely not good and needs to be addressed. And that's it. That's the 3 reviews I did in the last couple days.
Very cool. Remember, you can find this episode at tfradio.net/555 with all the links that we have discussed. You can leave us a voicemail at 931-99-GO-BOT, 931-994-6268. You can also send us a text at that number as well. We are on Twitter at TFRadio and on Facebook at facebook.com/TFRadio. And again, if you leave us a message on Facebook, I will eventually get to you. It may take months, but I will eventually get to you. We are also on Instagram at TF Podcast. Rob Springer can be found at zonebase.org and on Twitter at Rob Springer. He is, actually, I do want to mention, it looks like that Being Awesome with Rob Springer is going to take a hiatus, probably start posting like once a month. I think Rob's a little burned out. He's the only one, of course, on that show, and he spends quite a bit of time working on it, so I think he's trying to recharge his batteries. So send Rob some good vibes at Rob Springer on Twitter. And of course, John's not here this week, but he is at that John D everywhere. I'm on Twitter at bkilby and on Instagram at Brian Kilby, BrianKilby, and I post actually a lot of stuff to Instagram now. Mostly because it's a proxy to send stuff to Twitter and Facebook, but, it's pretty good. Chris is on Twitter at ChrisRTXV, and he's also on...
You mentioned that already.
Yes, and you're also on Flickr at flickr.com/ChrisRTXV. And he's going to do that one episode of Perfect Strangers soon, I hope. That would be wonderful. I guess not. Don, how do people get a hold of you?
By running faster than me. No, I can be reached... I can be reached on
That's
Twitter.
That's not that difficult, though.
It's not really. I can be reached on usually I have a cat hanging off of me in some fashion, slowing me down.
TFRadio.net/live. Pre-show is amazing. There was a Massey attack.
That I really good one too.
I'm still hurting too. I can be
no
reached
bloodstains on the shirt. I'm impressed.
Yeah.
I can be reached on Twitter at HMRC, the number 4 EVR.
Matt's on Twitter at MELLLVARR. That's at Melvar. Because he's not going to tell you otherwise. Diecast.
I'm on Twitter at Diecast2. I'm on Facebook at Reviews by Diecast. Please like my page on Facebook because nobody likes it. There's only I only have 100 people that like my page, so it's really small.
Subscribe to his reviews on YouTube.
Yeah, and subscribe to my reviews on YouTube if you haven't.
You have way more. You have way more people who are subscribed on YouTube than are on Facebook.
Yeah.
The way I look at it, you're not in business for Facebook. You're in business for YouTube. So focus on what's important.
Yeah, I mean, but it'd be nice to have a Facebook presence.
That's true.
A little bit. I want to be present everywhere possible.
Are you on Tumblr? Actually, are you posting to our Tumblr? You said you were?
I don't know. I think I think I might have.
Okay. We have a Tumblr. It's at TF Radio. However you get to that on Tumblr, I don't know. But we post all of our shows there. They just automatically auto-post. People look at it, apparently.
No, it's at TF Radio. However you do that on Tumblr.
Yeah. We don't have a Snapchat.
We're really engaged with that platform. You can tell.
Hey, if anybody out there wants to be like an intern or something for social media, and if I know you and trust you, shoot me a line.
Which basically narrows it down to Eric or Jason.
That's exactly right.
I'm just hung up on Diecast trying to have a presence everywhere possible. So Diecast's goal is to hit Warp 10 and turn into a lizard.
Oh, okay.
No,
My
let's
wife's
not do
always
that.
like, "Why aren't you coming to bed?" And I was like, "I'm working on a review. I'll be up in a minute."
So I will mention this. Rob mentioned
So you have a
Threshold.
presence everywhere except
For your
at
bed.
your home.
Yes.
Yes.
Rob mentioned Threshold, which was the last episode of that one episode of Star Trek. I still have that pinned at tfradio.net.
noticed.
So I'll probably leave that up for another couple weeks. It's the last episode of that one episode of Star Trek. We have 100 Star Trek reviews. They completely cover the animated series.
To be fair, there's only 22 episodes of that, but you know,
But who else has
and
done
we are
it?
doing them two at a time.
Yeah. Go to tfradio.net, look for Superhero Time Presents that one episode of Star Trek. It's good stuff. Rob.
I am on Twitter at Flailthroughs and Figure Reviewers. I'm on YouTube at Flailthroughs, still working, basically taking a break because I've been kind of under the weather this week and doing some Gundam Battle Operation as opposed to Gundam Side Stories. That's coming back. And of course, the video reviews that XB and I do for T-Formers are on YouTube at T-Formers TV.
Very cool. Okay, well, guys, we will be back next week. People out there watching live with us, thank you very much. Remember, you can join us at tfradio.net/live every Wednesday. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Okay, I'm not going to hit stop on XSplit because I'm afraid that it will crash. I'll do that at the end.
There you go.
But which means that we'll have to rely on YouTube video if it fails. So, hey, you know, it is what it is.
You need a more reliable way to do this.
Well, no, I just need another me. So I've got a way of doing it. I can do it on the other PC. I just haven't built that into my process yet. Actually, it might be recording on the other.
If we could get another Chris, we could probably get another episode, another 100 episodes of Star Trek.
This is true.
So we're going to be Marvel and just have Chris's everywhere. You know, like Marvel.
We already
We
have
already-
a bunch of Chris's.
Yeah. Me, McFeely, Triplet, Fort Max.
But
Yeah, but Triplet only plays Friday the 13th, so
That
and
one episode of
and
Friday
Justin
the
leave his
13th.
home.
and McFeely hasn't been on in forever. So
Yeah.
Since Toy Fair.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which is coming up again. So
We need to break. I wish
He
we
hasn't
could.
been on it forever, but he's still part of the family, just like Rob Springer.
Yeah, well, Rob. Yeah. So no, of course he is. I mean, heck, everybody who's been a part of this, except for the fish, is part of the family.
that's part of the best part about Toy Fair is getting McFeely and Timey back on.
Hey, well, Brian, have you reached out to Chris on joining you for the Toy Fair, or is that or
More
is the
specific, Don.
okay? Have you reached out to McFeely for
Not yet.
Toy Fair?
I haven't reached out to anybody yet, Don. So I'll do it.
Okay.
I have a process around it.
Okay.
and I don't have to worry about it because I know where I have to be.
Yeah.
I just hope it's not one of those days where it's like 5 degrees outside. It seems
Oh,
like
dear God.
no 5 degrees, no rain, no snow, and I'll be happy.
Yeah, Toy Fair does seem to kind of get hit with the weather, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very weather time of year.
I wish it was like, obviously they would never change it, but I wish it was like, you know, May or something like that.
Wouldn't that be great?
Just do it in the warm part of January.
It's New York. There
If
is
you can
no warm
predict
part
when
of
that is.
January.
Yeah. Hey, I just remembered I got my copy of MASH on the Atari 2600 today.
Oh, cool.
I guess I'll play it. I really can't wait till Hyperkin releases the Retron 77. Because I think I
Are they
will.
making one?
Yeah. And
Alright.
it's HD for whatever that's worth.
Quite a bit considering how difficult it is to hook an Atari 2600 up to anything.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's true. It's actually really easy as long as your TV has a coax port or a coax whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
I guess the female coax adapter. You just have to get an F-type plug it onto the end of the RCA cable, and then just screw it in like you would an antenna, and it plays fine. It just looks like crap.
In the chat, Benjamin Yoon says that he lives by the Javits Center and he'll bring hot chocolate.
Oh, nice. Nice. And Chris, hey,
yeah, it's not actually at the Javits Center, the Hasbro event. It's usually somewhere else. I forget the name of the place, but unfortunately, it's not at the Javits Center, but it is closer to the train station, which does work out for me.
Hey, Chris, I want to point out that your internet really held up, and Matt's too, for this entire show.
Yeah, Matt, what happened to your internet?
I reset my router immediately before I jumped on the Skype call.
Oh, okay.
Oh, good idea.
And I think for me, it's just a coincidence.
And my connection is no better. Don too. My connection it's yellow, like which is usually the best it gets. So an ad was just from Sweetwater.com just got presented to me for a Zoom R24, which is an audio interface that I really wanted like 5 years ago, but now is my Zoom H6 does basically everything that I need that to do and fits in my pocket. The future is pretty awesome.
I was going to say,
really not.
I think Chris's
It's really not.
I think Chris's video looks better just because he has an orange shirt on and it's so bright that it's hard to look at.
It kind of glows a little bit on the screen.
Yeah.
You're just assuming his video is better.
That's
and this
true.
isn't even my brightest orange shirt either.
It looks pretty bright on the.
I know. That's the beauty of it. I have a brighter one.
Jason said his Skype always says yellow too, and he has 200 megabits down. Oh wait, never mind. Down. I thought he meant up. I have 300 down, and 300 down doesn't do crap.
You have 300 down?
Yeah.
Well, Brian, I stopped by. I have a list of the prices from my current internet company, so I can increase because I'm getting a PS4, and I'm supposed to have.
I really want you to try and update your software on a PS4 with your current internet connection.
Yeah, it's.
I want to know how that goes.
Yeah.
In days, I want to know how long that takes.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then I also checked with we had an Infinity store open in town, and
What's that?
Do they have any stones?
it's Comcast apparently.
Xfinity.
Xfinity.
Xfinity, yeah.
Oh,
that's
what did I say?
that's not wireless, is it?
You said Infinity.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I was thinking. Okay, no, it's Xfinity, and they stop like about 4 miles away because I'm on my cable company's internet, and they won't come out this far because of my cable. So it's like, yeah. So I have no
I got
options
that
so
beat.
far.
They'll run to my neighbor's house. I'm just too far away. There's too much space in between me and my neighbor for them to run into my house.
Like my buddy Mark, the cable runs across his road. He can literally spit to where cable runs, and they're not going to do it, which I don't understand at all. But I guess it's because they would have to run it over the road or under the road or something.
Something.
So Don, so is there nothing you can do with the internet that you have?
I mean, right now I'm supposedly at 5 to 6 megs or gigs, I should say gigs.
No, that's your cap. That's your cap, which might as well not exist. Considering how slow your internet is.
Who has a cap nowadays?
Don.
And Chris, apparently.
You have a cap?
So-
Chris has a cap?
Comcast users theoretically do too.
Yeah, they just don't enforce it.
Enforcement is enforcement's highly uneven. Yeah.
Yeah. So the only option I have, unless my phone company, who was supposed to send me some literature, still hasn't sent me anything yet.
Wait, Don, you didn't tell me what your current provider does. I mean, you said you have a 6 gig cap, but that has nothing to do with your speed.
I don't know what my I didn't realize that was a thing, so I don't know what I.
Who's your carrier again? You told me before.
Yeah, I'll type it in the chat.
Okay.
And then we will read it out on the stream for you.
He doesn't want to make the carrier angry.
Chat Moss Cable.
Because they're definitely
Yeah, they're
definitely
listening.
listening.
Yeah.
Well,
It's-
I'm going to do a speed test just to see what
it'll laugh
I mean,
at you.
Yeah, he'll be like, "Man, are
Residential.
you on dial-up?"
Okay. Oh God, this is awesome. This is so cute. Package features: residential, 1 dynamic IP address, additional IP addresses, $10 a month. Email addresses 5, because he'll use all those. Additional email addresses $3 per month. Website 5 megabytes of personal space. But he gets unlimited time online per month, but he has a 5 gigabyte cap.
That is crazy. You can get cell phones with
What-
more gigs
what's
than
com-
that.
That's like the finest internet that 2003 could offer.
Yeah, it really is.
So what's the Comcast cap? Like 300?
A terabyte.
A
usually.
terabyte. So Don, Comcast's is what? That's
Gives you 200 times
Yeah.
more.
right. That's what.
But
that's
he
what,
can't get Comcast.
no. I'm
we
just
know that. We're just telling him how bad the internet he has is.
Don, what we're saying is you need to move.
Yeah.
no. I'm just saying he.
Move to Brian's
A
neighborhood.
couple houses down.
Yeah. Hey, he
4
can,
miles up the road.
they do allow him to.
Okay.
4 miles up the road from Brian so he can run a wire.
They do let him pay
Hey.
online though. That's something. I'm going to show this and share this here.
Please don't get me in trouble with my cable company, Brian.
So tweet at ChatMossCable that they need to.
No, please.
Are they on Twitter? They're not on Twitter.
I just sent a tweet already, Don. I did it before you said not to.
Anyway, according to a speed test, I
Oh,
have.
boy.
Okay, it pinged at 32 ms, but I don't know what that means.
It's not terrible.
It's not great.
Download 5.51.
Okay, go ahead. I got to tell you something.
Upload 0.54.
Don's got faster
Yeah,
internet than I do.
Well, his internet's more stable than yours, but you don't have a 5 gigabyte cap, which
No,
is
I've got
There you go.
150 gigabyte cap per
Yeah.
month.
so.
Verizon Fios has a 77 terabyte a month cap.
Why? So I don't have a cap, but I got to say this. So I looked on Twitter for Chatmoss Cable. They obviously don't have a Twitter, but the last time somebody tweeted about Chatmoss Cable was the 1st of October of 2016. So apparently nobody uses them.
Well, I mean, that's all that's out here, really, unless you have satellite like DirecTV or
That sucks.
Dish.
But that's why Don's rent's so cheap. So
Well, I live out in the middle of nowhere too.
He does.
But
that's
yeah.
what I mean.
So,
That's
so
what we're saying.
I'm guessing 5.51 is not really conductive to running a PS4.
No.
5.5 megabits per second. No.
Yeah. And my upload is 0.54. So
Don,
that's-
you would have been the perfect candidate to complain about Xbox One when it came out, and people were mad that you had to have an internet connection to use it.
I have got an Xbox One.
Now,
No, I'm sorry. I thought you meant the first Xbox. Not sorry, I was misunderstood.
No, that's okay. Yeah, but
yeah,
that was
ju-
a big
just-
like hubbub.
yeah, just on wireless, I've got 19 and 11 on my download and upload.
Okay.
So-
I'll do mine real quick. The last time I ran, it gave me a really slow speed compared to what I'm paying for. So my ping, I used to have like a 9 millisecond ping, which is amazing. Because I'm doing this right now, it's 29 milliseconds, which is not good.
That's not bad.
I had a 9 millisecond. I know it may have been 4. It was ridiculous. It was amazing when I had fiber.
So when I run speed test at Mickey's house, even like just being on his Wi-Fi,
I saw it.
2 millisecond ping.
Oh, this is well. There's so I'm sending so much video out right now because I've got 3 streams going. Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. Yeah. It's only showing 15 up and 89 down. I'm paying for 300, but I can't tell you the last time I saw it. It's like 2:00 in the morning. The last time I saw 300, which is normal because it's shared. But boo. I bet. Let me see here. If I actually go to Spectrum, and do their speed test, it's going to say I have like 10 gigabits per second.
I want to paste mine.
What is it?
Let's see.
And next time I upgrade, I'm going to gigabit.
They offer gigabit in Charlotte now. I just don't know if it extends to where I'm at.
Yeah, so the last speed test I did at Mickey's, I was on the opposite end of his house from his router on my phone, and who knows what else was running at the time. It was a little bit under what you got here. When I'm right next to his router, it's about 3 times what you report here, Diecast.
Nice.
I can probably pull close to this wired, but I don't remember. It's been a long time since I tested.
Oh my god!
What?
Also, for God's sake, Diecast, clear your YouTube notifications. 263.
Is that what? Oh. How do I do that?
There should be a little picture of a bell in the top right corner on YouTube.
Yeah, but
and that'll be all the people who play.
So, if people watching the video, I'm sharing Jason's. Yeah, mine's better. Well, my download's not better than that right now, but fortunately, my upload is. I need upload terribly.
Me too.
I loved having fiber. God, having fiber internet was the bomb.
Oh, Dusty commented on one of my videos.
Wow, Jason, that's a super non-symmetrical internet connection.
I need to log in to see what I'm actually paying for, if it'll tell me.
Jeez, yeah.
I mean, I'd be really happy with 11 megabits up, don't get me wrong, but it's just weird to see that paired with 180 down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, awesome. I have a total balance of $0. That's due. That's good. My internet ultimate 300, but that doesn't tell. There's no upgrade thing here. What's weird that I can. Oh wait, no. There's a router built into my modem that I've disabled, but it still shows the information in my web interface for Spectrum. Show internet connection.
Spectrum. Charter just bought Spectrum.
No, Spectrum is Charter. Charter became Spectrum, and they bought Time Warner.
Okay.
They bought Time Warner and became Spectrum. Yeah. A buddy of mine works for Spectrum. He loves it there. He's like a senior IT program. Oh crap! It tells me what's on the DVR. And I'm gonna tell you what's on this. Okay, and it tells this is what's scheduled to record, and this will tell you. You can tell. So Grey's Anatomy is going to record tomorrow.
That's for Kim.
Scandal.
That's still on?
Yeah, Scandal is going to record tomorrow.
That's for you.
I don't even know what this is. Lip Sync Battle.
I've heard of it.
How to Get Away with Murder.
Whoa.
Oh dear God, Kim.
Ryan, you're gonna get. Maybe she's gonna try and axe you.
Dude, she's going to record Mama June from Not to Hot.
Oh, I'd be interested to see that.
She's not, dude. You do not need to see that. Chris Lee Knows Best. Dragon Ball Super. I guess that's for Kim.
Yeah.
Sister Wives. Dear God.
Jesus Christ.
Teen Mom OG. And My Big Fat Fabulous Life.
Kim is going to love it when we find out we were critiquing her taste in television live on the stream.
I had to create a separate Hulu account or profile so that her stuff doesn't get into mine. I can access my DVR from this to actually see what's on it. That's neat. I might actually watch Dragon Ball Super now.
They're just getting into a fairly decent story arc in the dubbed version.
And how long?
Arguably the best one in the series.
And how long is it going to run?
Like 60 episodes.
This arc? Yeah, this arc quite a while.
But the series, I mean, they're ending the series.
Oh, it's going to end at like 1:30 or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. So longer than Dragon Ball GT, but way shorter than Z or the original.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's close to the original. I forget exactly.
I thought the original was like 200 and something.
240,
Yeah.
250.
Man.
I would be surprised if they don't come back with another Dragon Ball series after the winter movie, though.
That's my thought, too, yeah.
The winter movie is probably just going to do something that's going to change stuff up again, and they're going to just roll off of that.
Sean just said Eric is using RSC time to promote his podcast.
Oh, no.
Where?
I always get a little weird.
Wait, I was on that podcast. It's a good podcast.
You were on that?
I was on it for a day.
You're like not 18 or 19 or whatever that's geared toward.
He is mentally.
Yeah.
153 for the original Dragon Ball.
Oh, really?
Young at heart.
Yeah, so Super's within spitting distance.
Yeah.
And I like bisque, so I fit right in.
Yeah.
Stu said, what you're really saying is that if we don't buy... I tweeted out that link to Tripticon and said, help save Bee Kilby's marriage. And Stu said, so what you're saying is if I don't buy that toy, he can swoop in and nab Bee Kilby for himself. I'm certain his wife wouldn't appreciate that.
Well, I mean, don't judge.
Okay. Let's see here. Eric says he allows older guests, and bisque lovers are welcome. Hey,
Eric has to welcome older guests because like 90% of the fandom is older people.
A guy named Scott is actually about the same age, and I think he would be a good guest. See if I can hook him up.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I really think that, that's one thing Hasbro needs to try and do is to figure out how to get younger fans involved.
Yeah.
I think...
Well, they told Eric what college to go to.
Well, no, I mean through like the mobile applications and stuff that the kids are using, like cell phones and tablets. I mean that's what kids use nowadays. So
nobody uses tablets anymore. It's all cell phones.
Did try it with RID, but I feel like they need to do, like, that was a good idea. It probably didn't work that great, but I feel like there's another way to do that stuff. They tried doing the voting through the app, but that was more for the older fans with the, vote for the combiners, stuff like that. I think if they need to keep on that mindset and find things that work to tie the two together.
Well, we know the online fan voting is a failure because Optimus Primal won the last vote. So
boo, boo. I'm actually kind of getting hungry now.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting here thinking, okay, I have reached part of my life where I'm sitting around with friends talking about what the kids are up to these days. Achievement unlocked.
As long as they're not on my lawn, I don't care.
That's the important part.
Get off my lawn.
It's about time y'all got here with me. I'm not the oldest. I'm not the old man in the room. Then.
Yeah, actually, you still are.
Yes, but it's getting to be an increasingly academic distinction.
Yeah, exactly.
I just got a picture in my head of Don with like an oxygen mask on, like, and then like talking like, yeah, I gotta get the Toys R Us. It's the last one in the 40-mile area.
Don will be a head floating in a jar with a robot on like tank treads. I don't know.
The Don tank.
Yeah.
He's gonna put his head onto a Kronos figure.
No. How many views did you ever get for that video?
The burning video?
Yeah.
I'll take a look.
I was hoping for more. It deserved more. I was
too. Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, no, I don't know. No Loot Crate. Okay. Hey, anything else we want to cover for post show?
Only a little, like 1,100 people.
Oh, you mean 1,100 people?
Yeah. 1,100. Well, it said 1.1K, so in my math, I'm like, that's 1,100.
And just like the last There Goes My Money was recorded on 1/2/18.
Yes.
Actually, are we near to the point where we need to record another There Goes My Money?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, not as goes the Takara Power the Prime stuff.
Hey, Jason, get on it.
Well, to be fair, I would have done it. Jason and I talked about this. I said I would have done it the last Sunday, but the Eagles game was on, and that took priority.
I love the Eagles. Got a peaceful, easy feeling.
Well, if they stop playing Hotel California all the time.
It's not my favorite. Desperado.
It's a good song.
I think
It
peaceful,
is
easy
a good
feeling.
song, but they did do other work.
Desperado.
It's like
Chris?
Queen.
I have a request. If you are indeed traveling to TFCon next year with Dawn, you need to find a tape of Ice Baby and play it continuously the whole trip.
Actually, that's what I was talking about. It looks like, tentatively, Chris, it looks like I'm probably not going to be able to come over there.
Right.
Because it's 7 hours west to go north.
Chattanooga's way out there.
Yeah,
Well,
so it's...
You know, he's talking about going to TFCon, going to Nashville, to then drive to Chicago.
That's why my suggestion was specifically that you would look into flying over here, because then it's a lot less of a time sink.
Yeah, well, I mean, I saw a couple of cheap flights. It's just... How many hours is it driving for you to Chicago?
8 or 9 tops.
Because it's about 11. It was about 11 or so from here.
Yeah.
But I'm at the very bottom of the state. I'm almost near the North Carolina line, so yeah, I don't know right now. It depends. I'll take a look at the finances and everything else. It's just it's still kind of. I mean, I can't even request the time off yet because it's like 6 months out, and I
I've already got mine approved.
Yeah, well, you have a better organized workplace than Don does.
Sure, if you want to believe that.
I do, because I'm well familiar with Don's workplace.
And I'm well familiar with mine.
Jared said, I'd like to point out that Hasbro's summer internship application should be on their job site any day now. Interesting.
So I can apply?
Yeah.
If you want to move to Rhode Island, sure.
I make up a school.
Well, for an internship, I mean, he could just stay in a hotel.
Well, I mean, you could go to Purdue if you wanted to, but you have to like chicken.
That never gets old.
Chicken.
Oh crap!
In college.
So one thing we didn't mention on the show is that, and I wanted to talk about it too. The Garbage Pail Kids We Hate the '80s series is out, and I got the Optimus Prime card, which made me happy. I wanted to show it off.
Is that the only Transformers card in it?
Well, yeah. I mean, there's a very limited number of actual cards. I think it's like 40 or something like that. Then a name for each to double it to 80. I bought 2 of the small boxes, which were only $10 each, which brought the price of the packs down to $2, which I think they're $2.50. Buying them out of the box, and I actually pulled 2 of the hand-drawn sketch cards. Buying hundreds of packs of these things over the last 6 or 7 years, I've never pulled any kind of sketch card or anything. So, nice. I'm super happy that I got 2.
Any artists we might have heard of?
No. They're like house artists for Garbage Pail Kids.
Oh, they had quite a few decent house artists for a great many years. I mean,
well, these are people, like both of them are younger than we are.
Okay.
Because I actually looked him up like on LinkedIn. Just
Fair enough.
Yeah. How many? 20. Box says 24 packs. 24 packs, and it's $93 for the hobby box? That's ridiculous.
Holy jeez, that sounds outrageous.
Yeah, it should, at that price, it should be no more than like $55. Okay. Hey, people watching live, I'm going to stop the live stream. It's about that time, and I need to do some testing of video stuff. So we will see you next week. We love you. Thank you so much for being here.
Have a happy day.
Oh, wait, real quick before I go. I love how people are wishing me happy birthday, Diecast. That's funny. Okay. People watching live, first people on YouTube.